Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this one I'm going to tell you how I dated a married man, obviously unbeknown to me, so keep your judgment for yourself, okay? Now I really wanted to film this video because I love watching videos like this on the tube. You know, I watch a lot of Stefko's dating stories, which, you know, she's an amazing storyteller. And you know, if you're a single woman, which am I kinda in 2022, you know that, you know, these streets are, baby, they are dry, okay? These streets are the ghetto, okay? They are the ghetto, okay? Dating is hard in 2022, especially, you know, if you have standards. It's if you prioritize genuine compatibility, which I do, then finding your match is, or it's going to be, or can be at least, very, very challenging. Now I met, you know, this good man on Tinder. Now before you know, start with your keyboard warrior things on keyboard warriors, sorry, is what I meant to say under this video, I know that people say, you know, Tinder is the ghetto, but baby, I see the same man on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. Like, I would say 60 to 70% of these men are the same, okay? So I do not think that, you know, men on Bumble are looking for anything more serious than men on Tinder. I wish it was the case, but I personally do not believe that at all. You know, it is, like I said, for the most part, it's the same people. And you know, I look at this profile of this man and and you know, he had nice pictures, you know, he seemed pretty normal. That's always hard to tell, obviously, but you know, he had a profile description where he talked about him at length and about his hobbies and stuff, and it was well written. It was, you know, funny at times if you're, you know, into sarcasm, which is my type of humor. And so I swiped right, and lo and behold, he had swiped right before me. So we match, and you know, I do not write men that I match with on the internet because, I mean, who has the time for that? I do not, okay? So I mean, he wrote me, and you guys, like, he wrote me a lengthy, okay? I mean, it wasn't a book, because men who write books, like, or people who write books on the internet, I'm like, no sir, you have issues, okay? If you're writing books, you have issues. But it was a good size message. It was long, and it was, you know, he had taken bits and pieces from my profiles. He had put effort in it, is what I'm trying to say. It wasn't what you're doing, okay? There was proof, tangible proof in his message that he read my profile, okay? He had referenced some of the stuff I was talking about. It was funny, it made me laugh, it was good. And I was like, okay, I mean, this is promising. I mean, as promising as dating online can be, obviously, okay? So yeah, I answered, and we wrote back and forth for, I'd say, probably close to a dozen messages. So, you know, the conversation was flowing. It also never took him like too long in order to write back. I mean, you know, he didn't answer like immediately, but it would take him a maximum of maybe 4 or 5 hours in order to answer a message, which I don't care what anyone say. No one is that busy. You know, if people are not answering your messages for 2 days, it's because they don't want to, because you are not a priority at the time, not because they don't have the time, because child, okay? If they have the time to swipe on Instagram, you know, they have the time to answer you, period, okay? Now, after like a dozen messages, which happened pretty quickly, because like I said, we were writing back and forth. I'd say all of that happened in a week, maybe 10 days max. You know, he asked me on a date if I wanted to go, you know, somewhere with him, which to me, that is the time frame, by the way. Like, I'm not interested in chatting with men that I don't know on dating apps for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months. I don't have time for that. I feel like writing very long with someone you don't know on a dating app lead to idealization, and I do not have time to idealize anyone that I don't know. I'm not for that. Usually, if you do not, you know, ask me on a date within a week or two, I just unmatch you and I go on about my life. But you know, he did ask me, and you know, I told him where I wanted to go, and he didn't complain about the fact that that restaurant was expensive or anything. He was okay, let's do it, you know, Thursday night, 19:30. Perfect, you know. And I met him, and he looked like his picture, which, you know, men say a lot of women do not look like their, you know, profile picture. But the same can be said for men. You know, some men do not, you know, they've gained a bit of weight, they never smiled on any picture on the profile because, you know, they have teeth problems. But let's not get into that, okay? Anyways, you know, the date was pretty nice. You know, anytime that I asked him a question, he ended up by saying, you know, what about you? Which is not a given. You know, I've been on a date before with a man who I asked all these questions and he would just answer and be like, yeah, next. And I'm like, sir, you know, our sexes also matter. No? Okay. I see you, okay. And, you know, I wouldn't say that people are like that, a whole narcissist, because, you know, narcissist is the internet favorite word, but I'm not interested, obviously, in going on a second date with a man that never asked me about me. I mean, you know, this is supposed to be a partnership. I'm supposed to matter too. But anyways, you guys, I'm an overthinker, so I'm sorry for all these side ways and all this side thinking. So yeah, the date was nice. Even on the date itself, towards the end of it, you know, we went and had after dinner, we went and had a walk by the water, which was really nice. He asked me then if I wanted to go, you know, on a second date with him a couple of days later. And I said, yeah, probably, you know, when as you know, I took my Uber and got home, he did write me and ask me, you know, are you home? Are you well? And stuff. Everything was really okay. And then we went on another date, like maybe 4 or 5 days later, and again everything was okay. It was also a meal date. We also ate something, and you know, we had a chat about everything, anything. And he was very easy to talk to about anything, from, you know, from politics to economy to social media. He was someone you could talk to very easily about everything. He was very smart. You know, he had a lot of interesting ideas, and I really enjoyed his company. Then we decided to go hiking together, and you know, you guys, this is what I'm big mad about. This is why I'm filming this story time. I let this man see me without my face, okay, without my beard, without my makeup. How is that fair? How is that fair? You know, we went hiking, which, you know, he didn't strangle or kill me, otherwise I wouldn't be here. It was really nice. We hiked, you know, we drank water, drank some smoothies, you know, ate some fruit. Everything was really nice. And we went on a couple order, I think all together, because, you know, I don't want this video to be too long, you know, all together I would say we went on 6 dates, you know, which 5 of them were like meal dates, you know, dinners, and 1 of them was the hiking trip that I just told you guys about. Now, lo and behold, you know, this 6th date again was another meal date. It was another dinner, and you know, and I could feel already he was uneasy. You know, I could feel he was tense toward the whole thing. I just felt that something about his energy has shifted, and I was like, you know, but I was like, okay, you know, this man had a very, you know, important job, and I would say, you know, maybe stuff is going down at your office. I'm thinking in my mind, you know, maybe he had a stressful day or week, or I think I even asked him, you know, is everything okay, you know, with your job and stuff? And he said, oh, you know, it's always a lot, which I can imagine that it is in the field that he told me that he was. And I was like, okay, you know, I mean, we all have bad days. I also have, you know, some very bad days. So I wasn't like too, you know, keen on that. I wasn't, you know, being too regarding on it. I was being like, okay, you know, this is just a bad day, not a bad life. Which is what I tell myself when I'm having a bad day. But, you know, towards the end of the day, he became more and more nervous. Like, he was tense. I could see it in his gesture, in the way he was moving. He was very stressed, very nervous. And I'm like, bruh, this man is moving mad. He's moving funny. Like, I was getting iffy. I'm like, this is really bizarre. But again, I asked him if everything is okay, and he told me, you know what, Manetta, I can't do this to you. I have to tell you. And I'm like, whoa. And he told me, you know, the truth is I am actually married. I'm like, excuse you? You what? I swear that was my face. And he was like, married. I'm like, you're a whole married man. You are someone's husband, sir. And he was like, sounds about right. And I'm like, I was floored, you guys. I mean, again, at this point, I've been communicating with this man for weeks. I think it had been something like 3 weeks or something. And I was believing, you know, that maybe even a relationship could come out of this. Seriously, like, it was promising. Like I said, like, I hadn't seen any, not even yellow flags, talk less of red flags. I was shook it. And I told him, and you never found, because, you know, there are men on Tinder who write, you know, I'm in a poly relationship, or I'm married, I'm looking for something on the side. Some of them even write they're happily married, which I don't get it, but I'm gonna try not to be judgmental. I don't get it, but hey, if they say they are, and if they say their wives are aware, I doubt that for some, but they claim so, and I do not care. I simply do not swipe right on those profiles. I go on about my life. I go on about my day, okay? So I told him, you never thought about writing this on your profile? He said, yeah, no, not really. Because, you know, I was just using Tinder just to look, really. I wasn't really planning on swiping on anyone, but then I saw you, and your profile was so interesting, and you're so pretty. And then I met you in real life, and you were so pretty, and then I couldn't tell you that because I was so scared that you wouldn't want to go on a second date with me. And I was just like, why does this always happen to me? I mean, it does not always happen to me. I have one other bad date which I can also film, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm not even gonna lie and say I have a lot of bad days. I have a lot of days that where I feel like, yeah, this isn't going anywhere. You know, I can feel that, you know, we are not really compatible, but there is nothing necessarily wrong with those men. I'm just feeling the vibe and just knowing, you know, we're not trying to go in the same direction, but nothing is wrong with them. So clearly, you know, at that point I was just over it. I didn't even make a big scene or anything because I was tired. I was defeated, you guys. I was really defeated. Okay, so I remember just sipping my wine. I was on my second glass. I just sipped quickly, you know, through the end, and I was just like, okay, bruh, you know. I remember leaving and say, okay, take care. You know, I didn't even discuss, like, made a scene or anything because I didn't feel it was worth it. I was trying to save my energy to go back on the apps and swipe. Okay, so I was just like, yeah, it's whatever. I took my Uber, I went home, and I was like, fine, you know, c'est la vie. We win some, we lose some. That's life. Anyways, you guys, that is of, you know, the story of how I dated a married man. Obviously, I did block him everywhere. You know, as soon as I got, you know, inside the Uber, I was like, block, 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 block. You know, on WhatsApp, on, how do we change Instagrams? I'm not sure if we changed Instagrams, but I remember, probably we did, because I remember blocking him from somewhere else than WhatsApp. So it was probably Instagram. Anyway, I just blocked him everywhere and I moved on about my life, you know. It is what it is, you guys. Anyways, if you made it to the end of this, you know, video, I am grateful and appreciative of you. If you enjoyed it, if you enjoyed this story time, if you laughed a bit, then do not forget to like, comment. Okay, let me know in the comment section down below, what are your online dating horror stories? We all have one, girl. Now, do not even try me and play and be like, girl, we all have one, at least one. I have two. I'm gonna share the second one with you. I'm gonna film it soon. Anyways, you guys, also subscribe to my channel. Okay, I upload very entertaining, like this one, videos every day. Okay, and I will talk to you guys very soon in the next one. Bye, guys. Mwah.